Welcome back everyone to another video, and in this video we're going to go through the best small towns to invest into New South Wales. Now, a big disclaimer on this video: I personally don't invest into small towns, and so this is based off my analysis. If you do want to invest into any of these locations, please make sure you do your due diligence, check the economic diversity, check the data behind it, and make sure the location that you're choosing to invest into fits your strategy, your brief, your goals, and your vision. Not every single location suits every single person. And with that, let's go to the first location. Now, the first location I want to talk about is Inverell. It is one of New South Wales' diversified small regional locations across manufacturing, agriculture, healthcare, education, and more. It is also known for major meat processing and agricultural manufacturing that provides sort of the long-term employment drivers in this location. There is also some renewable and mining activity happening around the surrounding region, which continues to add additional investment and economic diversity into this location. Now, when we do look at Inverell, we can see the median buy price is around $439,000 with a 5.1% yield. So you can see that it has a very affordable price point with a very high yield percentage, which makes it very lucrative for a small regional location. And when we start to scroll down, you can see that price growth has been fairly steady, about 7% of the past 12 months. And when you look at the long-term historical growth rate of Inverell, you can see it has never gone through a major cyclical downturn, which is really important when you look at good locations to invest into. You've seen other regional Queensland locations that have gone through a mining boom and have collapsed, but Inverell has been a consistent performer, which makes investment very attractive. And then you look at the median rent, it's around 7%, so very, very strong. Good owner-occupier percentage. Affordability is under our threshold of 30 years, which is good, especially when we're looking at small towns. We want to make sure that locals can still afford these properties, because then they'll continue to grow in the long term. And when we look at the data, it's looking fairly healthy. Now, inventory is a little bit on the higher side with 3.27 months, but the overall new stock on market coming on is fairly low, and the days on market is in a healthy direction and under 2 months, which is what we want to see. And vacancy rate is only 0.43%, which means the rental market is very tight, which is exactly what we want as investors. And when we look at the economic diversity of this location, you can see it's diversified into healthcare, agricultural and forestry, manufacturing, retail trade, education, training, and more. So it's a very, very well diversified location for a small town. And when you look at the regional exports of the location, you can see it's mainly tied to, as I mentioned, manufacturing and agricultural production in this location. And with that brief breakdown, we can see a property like this was sold for on the 15th of June of 2026. It's a nice, decent weatherboard house, nothing spectacular. It's got an older interior, but still somewhat rentable as is, but it could definitely do with a cosmetic reno. And you can find a property like this and other properties like this for around this price point. It's got a pool, so even properties without a pool would be even cheaper. So definitely something to consider if you are looking for a smaller regional town. Now, if you haven't already, guys, jump into the private community. It's $40 a month. This is where we talk about different locations on a daily basis, and we help investors identify the best locations to invest into through the suburb watch list, through suburb reviews, deal reviews, breakdowns, templates, calculators, and more. And if you're unsure about where you want to invest, especially in a post-budget environment, and if you need help narrowing down your strategy, then jump into the private community and I can help break it down for you piece by piece. That is what we are here to do. So if you have any questions at all, make sure you jump in the community and I can help you out. Now let's continue on to the next location. Now the next location I want to talk to you guys about is Leeton. Now, for those of you who don't know where Leeton is, it is pretty close to the Griffith town, as well as fairly close to Wagga Wagga, which is a major regional hub. And Leeton is a location that has been popular over the past 12 months and is still continuing to grow with diversification into food production and agriculture, and there is manufacturing in this location. What is most attractive about this suburb is actually the numbers behind it. You can see you can find properties for under 500k with yields of close to or above 5%, which is what we want if we're investing in small towns. We want strong yields, good cash flow plays, but potential for growth. And we can see it's been performing quite well, around 8% over the past 12 months, and historically, once again, it hasn't gone through major downturns, which is what we want with smaller towns. And we can see rental growth is strong with about 7% over the past 12 months and good rented to owner occupier ratio, as well as hold period of about 8 years or so. And affordability is well under 30 years. Now, I do want to say one anomaly in the data is that the days on market is 104 days. I do think this is more of an anomaly than it is a deal breaker, because when you talk to the agents on the ground, you can see properties are still selling pretty quickly. Overall trend of days on market is still low, with a couple of months spiking up to 139 days, and overall stock on market inventory falls within our thresholds of consideration, which is what we want, and vacancies still remain tight. And so I still put this on the list, even though this one metric doesn't seem accurate as of at the moment. And when we look at lead time from an economic diversity perspective, it is diversified well into manufacturing, healthcare, education, training, and more. And when we look at the output, which is very important when we're considering small towns, it's mainly into manufacturing, construction, electricity, gas production. So pretty skewed towards manufacturing with some agriculture as well. However, that is not a deal breaker, because when it's a small town, we do have to make these trade-offs. Often it does happen, and it is still widely connected to the major locations of Wagga Wagga as well as Griffith, and so I would still put this on my watch list to consider. And you can find beautiful brick homes like this for $520,000 that was recently sold in Mulga Street in 27th of May, and so it should definitely be on your watch list of locations to consider. Now, the next location I want you guys to think about is Narromine, and for those of you who don't know where Narromine is, it is very, very close to the major regional hub of Dubbo. Now, of course, if you get the chance to buy the property in Dubbo, I'm gonna always say buy in Dubbo. But if you are looking for affordable price points and affordable properties, then Narromine should be on your watch list as well. Now, Narromine has a median buy price of $530,000 with a yield of around 4.5%. Definitely not as good as some of the other locations I've already talked about, but this location is still worthy of consideration because of its connection to a major regional hub, and I think it should be on your watch list. Now, Dubbo has been performing quite well, and on the back of it, Narromine has been performing with about 10% growth over the past 12 months, which is great to see. And once again, no historical major downtrends. Now, one con about this location is that rents have not kept up, and you can see the past 12 months have been a negative 0.86%, which is not ideal, but it can be a trade-off for you. We can see the rented to owner occupier ratio is 24% with an affordability score of just under or just over 30.4 years. So it's still within our acceptable threshold needs of consideration. And when we see the data behind it, once again, the inventory, it looks a little bit spiked of 5.3 months. It's definitely not an ideal number to be looking at, but the overall new levels of stock on market still remain low, and days on market still remain in our thresholds. And if you are concerned about the 5.3 month inventory, you can cross-reference this information with SQM research as well, and you can see that the overall listings have been elevated compared to other locations. And so while it's certainly not ideal when we look at it from a data and metric standpoint, if you are looking for a small regional town to consider with an affordable price point, this one should be on your watch list, but it might be a market that you might want to more watch and monitor and to see how it is performing over the next 1-2 months. Talk to agents on the ground. Are the listings dropping? Is there more interest in investment in buying from owner occupiers, first home buyers in this area, and then decide whether or not you want to proceed with this location. But from a fundamental standpoint, when you look at the economic diversity as well as the industry outputs and its connection to Dubbo, it still would be on your watch list. And yes, there is a component to mining, but the main draw card factor for me from this location is the closeness that it has with Dubbo and the ripple effect it can and will have in the short and the long term. As Dubbo continues to grow, I would expect Narromine to follow suit. And so while it might not be the perfect time to necessarily jump into this market, it is one that should be on your watch list because you can find great properties like this. It's a brick home, simple street, older interior, but perfectly rentable and a nice, decent house to consider. So I'm going to leave it at that. It is one more that you want to watch and monitor than one you might want to necessarily jump in straight away, but should be on your watch list. Awesome. Now, the next location I want to go through, guys, is Cowra. Now, Cowra has a pretty diverse economy for a small town within agricultural, wineries, manufacturing, healthcare services, and tourism. It is a pretty well-known tourist location that people come to check out. It's got the Japanese Gardens and Cultural Center, and it is somewhat relatively close to the wider Orange, to Bathurst, and to Parks area as well. And so it's one that has been visited regularly by tourists, and it's a major driver in this economy. And when we look at the data, you can see it's under $500,000. The yields aren't quite as good as other locations, only 4.26. So it is a real trade-off for you guys to consider about whether or not the cash flow factor is enough to outweigh the small town bias that it has. But when you look at the data behind it, it's looking fairly decent, with about 6% growth over the past 12 months and a consistent performer of growth over the past almost 20 years, which is a significant indicator of good long-term stability. And rents have been slow to low growth, only 0.76%, but a healthy owner-occupier ratio, hold period, and inventory and stock on market are in the right trends, with stock levels falling and days on markets picking up, and vacancy in the right area of 1.6%. Not as good as 0.14% as other locations, but nonetheless, it's still a pretty decent rental market. Now, affordability is a little bit stretched. It's at 35 years, but it falls within our thresholds, hence why I've put it on our list to consider. And it's got a fairly decent economy, with employment sectors diversified into agriculture, healthcare, retail, trade, as mentioned, and its economic output pretty diversified. No sector taking more than 25%. So for a pretty small town, it's looking pretty good. And with a property like that, you can find homes like this, which is not nothing stellar. I assume this is a brick home that's been rendered over. I could be wrong, but it's got a decent interior with the decent bathroom, carpets, kitchen. Nothing flashy, but enough for a $420,000 house. And you can pick up properties like this right now. So if you are looking for a small town, Cowra should be on your watch list. So the next location I want to talk to you guys about is Parkes. Now, Parkes is a location that is relatively close to Orange and Bathurst, as well as Dubbo. It's almost like a center point town. However, it is still a pretty small location to consider. Now, Parkes has been on people's watch list because of the Inland Rail project. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Inland Rail project has been significantly drawn back after the government made a decision, but Parkes was unaffected because it was practically complete already in this location, and it's a decently diverse location, and I'll get onto that a bit later in this video. Now, you can see Parkes is around under $500,000 with a yield of about 4.7%. Nothing stellar, but overall the price growth has been pretty good, about 5% over the past 12 months, 16% over the past 3 years, and it hasn't gone through any major cyclical downturn, which I think is worthy note because I'm about to touch on a point a bit later. Now, rental increases is only about 3%, so not as bad as other locations, but not as good as other locations as well. It's an acceptable metric for us. And affordability is very good, under 30 years. It's around 25 years, which means there's plenty of room for growth. Owners can afford this property, so that should be an important point to note. And we can see that stock levels are falling, which is good to see, but inventory is around 2.7%. Not the best, not the worst, but the vacancy is around 2.4%. That's outside of our metric threshold. However, I'm willing to trade it off because it's a small town. I'm trying to find the best of the best, and should be on your watch list as well. Now, when we look at Parkes from an employment diversity perspective, you can see it's into our healthcare, agricultural training, and takes about 10% mining. And when we look at the output, we can see that the Parkes generates about 33% in terms of economic output in terms of mining, which isn't ideal as an investment location if it's a large major regional hub, but it's a small town. You're going to have to assess it against your risk appetite. It's not ideal, and Parkes does have a good history of no major cyclical downturns, and it's a location that is diversifying into logistics and transportation and more. And so I think it can be a reasonable trade-off to consider. Of course, assess it against your own risk appetite. And you can find beautiful properties like this for under $500,000 with around 700 square meters of land. It's a nice brick home, perfectly rentable. And honestly, you can find many like this. This one was sold on the 12th of June, and it should be on your watch list. And yes, there are a couple of other locations that are worthy of considerations, but I won't do a deep dive on them because I've picked the best locations for you guys to consider. Now, once again, please note, it's not something I personally would invest into. I don't like investing into small towns. Please assess it against your risk appetite, your risk tolerance levels. They can still grow in value as I've shown in this video. And there are decent small towns with economically diverse locations and fundamentals that you can consider. But once again, assess it against your own risk appetite. Do your due diligence. Do not be lazy. Do your due diligence. And if you have any questions about them, or you want to talk about more locations to consider, jump into the private community. This is where I can help you guys. If you've made it to the end of the video, then you are a serious investor who needs help. It's literally $40 a month to get private mentorship, to get access to the suburb watch list, to get access to exclusive content and videos for such a fraction of the price. You can cancel anytime. It's a subscription service much like Netflix, and there's heaps of value jam-packed. Till next time, thank you very much.